Welcome back to Love Me Not Crochet. And if this is your first time joining us, then welcome. So today I'm really excited because I'm going to show you guys how to make a bolero or a shrug. And this is actually going to be a gift for my sister, so I'm very excited about this one. Today I'm going to be using these two beautiful yarns. And you don't have to, you can just use one yarn, but I thought it would be really cool to show you guys how to switch between different colors during your crochet project. So yeah, let's get started. And to get started, we'll need to make a slip knot. So really quickly, if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you quickly. So I kind of make a U here, some tension, twist, and pick up this piece of yarn and pull it through to make your slip knot. Place your crochet hook in. And first we're going to chain an even number of stitches here. And what you're going to want to do is just make sure that it is the length from one shoulder to the next shoulder. So it looks different for everybody. So typically with a smaller yarn, like a worsted weight, size 4, I would do anywhere between 52 to 54 or 56 chain or stitches. But because this is a bulky yarn and the gauge will be bigger, I'll probably be crocheting about chain 40. So let's give it a go, and then before we move forward, we'll just want to make sure that we are checking that it is shoulder to shoulder length. So let's get started crocheting, and I will meet you there. 39, 40. So I've chained 40 here, and let's just check that this is a proper length from one shoulder to the next. I've chained 40 here, and this is what I want to show you guys, that it is shoulder to shoulder, or just about, maybe a little looser. I want this one just a little bit looser, but typically shoulder to shoulder. So just make sure that if you need less or more, that you're chaining an even number of stitches. So if you needed less, that would look something like 38, 34. If you needed more, it would look something like 42, 44, or 46 chains in your first row. Okay, so now that we have identified that our chain is good and confirmed the length of our chain or our first row is from shoulder to shoulder, we can get started on our first mesh stitch row. So you'll want to start, we're going to place double crochets here, and you're going to want to start from the 4th stitch on your chain. So that's 1, 2, I know it's a little bit more difficult to see on this one. You can kind of see because of the white thread here, but it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to place our double crochet here. So yarn over, enter your crochet hook, pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your first mesh. And then we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip a stitch. So again, I apologize. This is not probably the best yarn to show you guys, but again, you don't have to use a difficult yarn, especially if you're a beginner. Definitely choose an easier yarn for your first one until you get the hang of it. So, okay, chain 1, we've placed our double crochet here. We're going to skip this stitch and we're going to place in the next, we're going to double crochet in that next stitch. Okay, chain 1. We're going to see where we placed our stitch. We're going to skip this next one right here, and we're going to place in the next, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so you can see how the mesh is starting to form here, and we're going to continue in this same pattern. You're going to place the double crochet, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to skip a stitch and place the double crochet in the following one, chain 1, and continue in that manner until you reach the end of the row, and I will meet you there. We are at the end of the row here, and I just want to show you first what it's looking like. So you can see, I mean, I know it's pretty fluffy, which by the way, I'm obsessed with this yarn. I mean, it literally looks like cotton candy, if you ask me. But this is kind of what it's looking like. So you can see the mesh is forming. We're gonna pick up here. We have our last couple of stitches here. I've placed my double crochet and then chained one. I'm going to skip a stitch, as you can see here, skipping this stitch, and we're going to place our double crochet into the last stitch here. Okay, so we've finished our first row. Oops, okay, doesn't matter, that won't be used. And now we're going to chain 3. And we're going to turn our work. We are going to now start to place our double crochets on top of each double crochet. So we've chained our 3, we've turned our work, and now we're going to yarn over and place our double crochet on top of this last double crochet here. And you're going to want to place it through both loops. Again, keeping your stitches loose, you don't really have to tighten it. You're going to chain 1 and continue. You're going to place a double crochet into the following double crochet here. So instead of skipping 1, you're now placing on top of the previous double crochets, because now we've created our foundational row, and you can just place on top of each mesh. Then chain 1. Again, yarn over, place your double crochet into the next, on top of the next, or the previous double crochet. And one more time, chain 1 and place on top of that previous double crochet. And we're going to continue in this same pattern, placing our double crochet, chaining 1, and then placing another double crochet on top of the previous one, all the way down the row, and I will meet you at the very end. So as you can see, we have one more mesh here that we need to connect to finish this row, but now I want to switch my colors, or switch my yarn. So I've done 2 rows. I'm going to switch from the cotton candy to the spice, and I want to show you guys how to do that. So I've chained 1 here, as we've done previously. And now you can see here we have a chain 3 from our previous row. So we're going to look for the center chain. I'm going to try to show you guys here. We have 1, 2, and 3. If you can see 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to actually place my double crochet into the center chain here. See, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to place it right here in the center. So I'm going to yarn over, place my hook right in there, pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now instead of yarning over and pulling that second one, we're going to grab our other yarn here. You're going to make a slip knot. Oops. Slip knot. You're going to place that on your crochet hook now. Give it a little tighten there. And now we are going to pull this through those 2 loops. So now you've connected your new yarn on here. And then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, as you have on your previous finishing row, and we're going to turn our work. Now at this point, of course, you're more than welcome to just cut this yarn off. You can just cut this off and weave it in later, or you can actually weave this in as you go. So really, it's your preference here. The reason why I want to give you these 2 options is because A, if you don't want to waste the yarn or don't have enough, then maybe it's better to just cut it off, weave in whatever little bit, and then continue with this one. Do your 2 rows, and then you would do the same thing. At the end of that one double crochet at the end of the row, you would just switch yarns and then cut it and do the same. Now that would help with using up less yarn. If you have enough yarn to do that and you don't feel like it, and you know, you're kind of used to having 2 working yarns, then you can just weave as you go this one using your new yarn and then just switch. It makes it easier for the switch later on. However, it does take up more yarn. So it's really up to you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and snip this first working yarn off. It's good. Put that to the side. And now we'll continue our work. And what you'll do is you'll grab both this little piece here, or I usually do, bring it to the front, and this pink piece, and you'll weave these little ends in as you work. I like to do it this way so that it's nice and clean. You don't have to, you could also leave it to the side and just weave these in later, but I find it way easier. I don't want to do that work at the end because I already have some ends that I will be weaving in anyways, so I just rather lessen the workload and do it as I go. We've chained 3. We're going to yarn over and place our first double crochet on top of the previous double crochet right here. And making sure that you're holding this yarn alongside it. So you're picking up double crochet as well as these 2 ends, pulling up that loop, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2. Then you're gonna chain 1. Make sure your work is being carried. Yarn over, place into that double crochet, picking up both ends, picking up that loop, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2, chain 1, and I'll do it one more time with you guys. We're going to yarn over, making sure we have these 2 ends here. We're going to place the double crochet on top of the other one. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. Let's continue in this way until you're done weaving these ends in, and continue all the way down the row in the same manner, and I'll meet you at the end and I'll show you how to close that off. We are at the last mesh stitch here, so I'm going to show you how to close that. I've placed my double crochet, I've chained 1, and now again, this is a chain 3 here from the last row when you turned. Again, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, right? So you want to place it in that center stitch. So 1, 2 in that second stitch. So yarn over, place your double crochet there, yarn over, pull through both, yarn over, pull through both, or place your double crochet rather. And then again, you're going to chain 3. This is your turning chain. You're going to turn your work here. This is what your mesh stitch should be looking like, making sure that your edges are straight. So for this row and the following rows, it's going to be the same exact thing. As you can see, I'm working 2 rows of one color and then 2 rows of the next. So now I'm going to switch to the pink, and I will continue the same way all the way down. This is kind of what we're looking like right now. I will continue my second row in pink, switch colors, and then I will continue 2 rows in orange, and so on and so forth. And my beautiful crochet children, this is where I will let go of your proverbial hand and allow you to continue for a little bit on your own. You have graduated. Okay, so we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. I will do about 5 to 6 more rows, giving me about 10 or 11 rows in total. I'm going to check it and make sure that it fits right, but I'm going to do about 10 to 11 rows of these. So you guys continue on, and I will meet you at the 10th row. This is what 10 rows looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can tell, this is the front panel of our bolero, and we will be crocheting a back panel as well. But first we're going to work up this neck/head row. So how we want to do that is just by finishing off our row here. So going to chain 3, and I'm going to continue in the same color because it's just going to be this neck row, so it doesn't matter. And we're going to turn our work, and we are going to crochet 5 spaces, or also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mesh stitch spaces here. So we're going to do one more. Place our double crochet here. And we're going to want to do the same thing on this other side over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochet. So we're going to be placing our stitch marker here. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but if you don't have a stitch marker, it's fine. I mean, you can place, oops, you can place a darning needle there, you can place like a bobby pin there, you can place anything else, or another crochet hook like this. And I'm going to place it on that 6th crochet. Okay. So now I know this is where I will be placing, or this is where I'll be starting the rest of the mesh stitch. But for now, we want to work here in this head/neck hole. So how we'll do that is actually by counting individually each stitch, not each mesh stitch, not each double crochet, but each individual little stitch. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'll need to crochet 17, or I'm sorry, chain 17 here in order to meet the same length. And of course, double check just to make sure. Actually 18, I'm sorry, to get to this one. So we have to stitch 18. So let's go ahead and chain 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And when you check, that matches up perfectly. So now we're going to remove our little stitch marker here. And we know that we're going to place that double crochet right in here. So insert your crochet hook, we'll yarn over, then insert, and then just carry out that double crochet. Okay, so there you have it. And you can always double check and count your chain here just to make sure. And then we will continue placing our mesh stitch until we get to the end here. Okay, so now we're on the last one, and again, you just want to find that middle stitch and place your double crochet in there. Yarn over, pull through 2. I am going to end up switching to a different color here. So let me do that really quick, and then I'll show you how to continue this so that we can start the next panel. So I've switched colors here, as you can see, and now we're going to turn our work. So we are going to place a mesh stitch over this, and then I'll show you how to continue here, but it's basically going to be the same as your first row. So let's get started here. So place your crochet, place your double crochet, chain one, place your double crochet on top of the last one. Okay, we are on the last one here. So we're going to place our double crochet as we normally would. And you're going to chain one. And what you're going to do actually is just pick up your chain here. So yarn over. Make sure you chained one, yarn over, skip that stitch and place in the next stitch, making sure you have your ends here and you're working it in, and place your double crochet, chain one. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to skip this following stitch and place a double crochet in the next one. And this is basically the same as the beginning row, if you guys remember. Or we're laying the foundation for the following panel. And you'll continue in this manner all the way till you get here. Once you get here, you're going to just place it over each double crochet as you have in the past, and I'll meet you at the end. The last double crochet of the row, chain three, just so you know what it looks like, and then turn your work. Voila, everyone, you have created your neck/head row. Now, before you go on, I really highly suggest that you fit this over your head and make sure that it fits comfortably before you continue on, because if it doesn't, then of course you can go back and then you're only, you know, undoing or frogging one row. You're fixing this chain here, this row of chains, to make it bigger or smaller, whatever you prefer. And then you can continue in the same way. So for now, I'm going to do another, let's see, 10 rows, I guess it would be, to finish the back panel, and I will meet you there. This is what we're looking at. I've finished my 10 rows here, and this is what it's looking like so far. So you can see we did our front panel, and then we did our neck and head hole here, and then we did another 10 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the mesh stitch. So I'm just gonna finish off. Double crochet. Here is our 2 panels, front and back, of our bolero. And we're going to, with our hook still attached, or well, without fastening off here, just kind of pull up a long loop, put your crochet hook to the side, and then just make sure that everything is lined up here, because now we're going to work on stitching closed the side and then creating our sleeves. I'm going to grab my crochet hook and we're going to reinsert. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually slip stitch this closed. So I think I'll only need about 2 mesh stitches up. Let's see when I get there, maybe 3, probably just 2. First, chain 1. So insert into that first stitch, the top 2 loops, and then insert into this stitch. And go ahead and pull that loop through and just slip stitch it closed. And you'll continue that until you have slip stitch both of these closed. Slip stitch right in here, pull that up and slip stitch through, and then we should have just a couple more stitches left here. Pick up the next one. You can kind of see the 2 threads here. Make sure you're going through both loops. Slip stitch, and I'm going to do one more stitch. slip stitch that closed. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. So that means that the sleeve would be right here. What you'll want to do before we move on to the sleeve is you'll want to try this on and make sure that your arm fits comfortably here. And then once you do that and make sure that it fits right, we can get started on working on our sleeve, working in the round here. You're going to start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to go ahead and continue our mesh stitch in the round for our sleeve. So I've chained 3, and you're going to yarn over and place a double crochet on top of this double crochet. I know it's a little bit weird right now because the stitches are like a little off here, but just do your best. Then you'll chain 1, and then you'll place it. See, that's your first mesh right there. And then you'll place it on top of this following double crochet. Sorry, I just want to make sure I have it right here. Okay, and then chain 1 and continue the same over here. Make sure you're turning your work as you go so that it's easier for you to follow, and make sure that it's nice and neat, your work. Okay, there we go. And now we will go ahead and place our double crochet in that center stitch again. Chain 1, continue in the round in the same way, chaining 1 and then placing on top of the next double crochet from the previous row, chain 1, and then the next double crochet. And you'll continue like this in the round. Let's do that row, and I'll meet you at the end of this second row to show you how I close it off, or continue rather, working in the round. Okay, so I'm basically at the end here, kind of where this was joined and where there was a chain 3, and I'm just going to continue. There's no slip stitching, anything closed. It's just a continuance, the same thing, chaining 1, placing the double crochet on top of the previous previous row, and you're going to continue in this manner without slip stitching or anything, just crocheting in the round until you get to the desired sleeve length. I'm not sure exactly how many rows that will be for me right now, but I will finish this sleeve and then I will meet back with you guys when I figure out the amount of rows and let you know about how many I crocheted. Okay, so I have finished my sleeve here, and let's see how many rows I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I've done 24 rows for the sleeve. So it may be something along that ballpark for you. Remember, I'm using a bulky yarn, so it's, typically with a smaller yarn and a smaller gauge, I'm making about 35 plus rows, but because it's thicker, bulkier yarn, it takes less. So it only took 24 rows of mesh stitch in the round, and I wanted to show you guys how to close it off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually just going to come into this next double crochet, and we're going to slip stitch this closed. And then typically I'll chain one, and I will go ahead and cut this yarn and pull it right through and tighten that. And you'll see that it's even though we worked in the round without slip stitching closed, working like this still provides for even work. And then as far as the other side, just to show you, you would do the same exact thing. You would make sure that your work is even here, and then you would slip stitch, place your first, take your yarn of course, start in this corner stitch here, and then slip stitch 2 or 3 mesh stitches, or however much you need. However much you did on the other side is what you would do on this side, and you would slip stitch up, and then you would have your sleeve, and you would work mesh stitch in the round again and do another 24 rounds or however many rounds you needed on your original sleeve. And that's how you would work up the other sleeve as well, the same exact on the other side. And here we have our finished product, our super chunky, delicious bolero. I'm so excited to finally finish this so I can gift this to my sister. But anyways, I wanted to finish up here with you guys, the final touch. And if you're a crocheter, you know exactly where we're going with this, and it is weaving in your ends. Doom, doom, doom. Okay, that's my dog in the background who wants to play. Cut. Anyways, so I wanted to show you the process of weaving in your ends. Unfortunately, right now I don't have a darning needle that will fit this chunky yarn, so I'm going to be using a slightly smaller crochet hook. This one is 5 millimeters versus the 6.5 millimeter crochet hook that I was using to actually crochet this project. I'm using a smaller one just because it's going to be easier to grab this and feed it through. I don't want to use a thick one and mess up the stitches. This just makes it easier. So I want to show you the process. I'm going to show you just on one piece of yarn. And then I will again let go of your proverbial hand and you can do it on your own. So just quick tip, quick FYI, you never want to weave in your ends. You never want to weave in your ends on the outside of your work. You're going to be doing it on the inside. So I just kind of place my crochet hook in, grab my yarn and feed it through this stitch. And then I'll kind of just pick another stitch. This looks good. And I'll feed that through as well. Okay. See how I'm kind of feeding it through the different stitches. And then maybe I'll come down this way, stick my crochet hook here, feed the yarn through the stitch. And maybe I'll use these 2 stitches, feed it through. That's enough for me. We started all the way from over here and we've been weaving in kind of like in this loopy zigzag pattern. I think that's good enough. Just snip off your yarn and give her a little stretch and voila. You cannot see where I have weaved in the end, and that's the end goal. I have more oops, I have more to weave in here, so I will catch you guys later, but in the meantime, here's me with the final end product on. You guys, this is the final end product. Yes, I'm wearing different clothes than when we started, okay? It's a different day. We all know what that's like. But anyways, look how cute this is. This is how it turned out. Really cute bolero. It's super comfortable. The sleeves, everything is striped, and it was really a pretty simple workup. So I'm really excited to gift this one to my sister, and I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you guys found some value out of this video, please give it a like, a comment. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you guys next time. Happy crocheting!